Do your knees ache when you stand up? Do your ankles swell by evening? Have your feet started to feel stiff, sore, or just not as steady as they once were? If you're over 60, you might assume these issues are simply part of aging. But what if your legs are sending you a different message? One that points to a missing nutrient rather than just getting older. The answer may lie in something many seniors are lacking: omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-3 is more than just a buzzword on fish oil bottles. It's a powerful anti-inflammatory nutrient that your body needs to keep your joints mobile, your blood flowing, and your muscles strong. And when it comes to your lower body, your knees, ankles, and feet, omega-3 plays a critical role in reducing swelling, easing pain, and protecting the blood vessels that support your movement every day. The problem? As we age, our ability to absorb and utilize omega-3 decreases, and most diets don't include nearly enough. In today's video, we're going to explore why older adults need more omega-3, how it directly affects leg health, and what you can do to start rebuilding strength and comfort in your lower body. We'll talk about the signs of omega-3 deficiency, which foods are rich in it, and how even small changes to your diet could help you walk easier, stand taller, and live with less pain. If your legs have been bothering you lately, this is the video you've been waiting for. I know you are a person who likes to watch videos quietly. If you have not liked and subscribed to the channel, now is a good time to do it because you are a kind person. If the video is helpful, press 1. If the video is not good enough or needs improvement, press 2. Thanks, everyone. Now let's get started. Number 1. What is omega-3 and why it matters after 60? Margaret, 71, had always thought of herself as fairly healthy. She walked every day, tried to eat balanced meals, and stayed active with her grandchildren. But over the past year, she started feeling like her body was slowing down, especially her legs. Her knees ached more often, her ankles would swell after short walks, and sometimes she felt a strange stiffness in her toes when she woke up. After a checkup and a blood test, her doctor shared something unexpected. She was low in omega-3 fatty acids, a deficiency that could be contributing to her joint pain and inflammation. So, what exactly is omega-3 and why does it matter so much, especially after age 60? Omega-3 fatty acids are essential fats, which means your body can't produce them on its own. You have to get them from food. The three most important types are ALA, from plant sources like flax seeds, EPA, and DHA, from fatty fish like salmon and sardines. These fats are not stored as body fat like other fats. Instead, they're used immediately for crucial bodily functions, especially for reducing inflammation, keeping blood vessels flexible, and protecting joint and nerve tissue. As we age, our bodies become more prone to chronic low-grade inflammation. This kind of inflammation doesn't cause immediate fever or illness. It lingers quietly, damaging tissues over time. In your legs, that means the cartilage in your knees breaks down faster, blood vessels become stiffer, and ankles and feet swell more easily. Omega-3 acts as a natural anti-inflammatory, helping calm these processes down before they lead to pain, immobility, or worse. Unfortunately, most American diets, especially those of older adults, are high in omega-6 fats, from processed oils and fried foods, and low in omega-3s. This imbalance can push your body toward more inflammation instead of less, especially in areas like your joints and lower limbs. Seniors are also more likely to absorb omega-3 less efficiently, making it even more important to intentionally include it in meals. Margaret began adding omega-3 rich foods to her diet: grilled salmon twice a week, a daily tablespoon of ground flaxseed in her oatmeal, and a few walnuts as a snack. Within a few weeks, she noticed her knees didn't throb as much after gardening, and she no longer woke up with stiff feet. "I didn't think one nutrient could do so much," she said, "but now I see how it supports the parts of me I use the most, my legs." So if your legs are aching, your feet feel swollen, or you're struggling with balance and stiffness, ask yourself, are you getting enough of the fat your body truly needs to move with ease? In the next section, we'll zoom in on the connection between omega-3 and knee pain, and how this nutrient may be the missing link in relieving the stiffness and soreness that makes daily movement harder with each passing year. Number 2, omega-3 and knee pain. The missing link, James, a 69-year-old retired mechanic, always prided himself on staying active. He used to hike with his wife every weekend and kept a small vegetable garden that he tended daily. But recently, his knees started giving him trouble. He described it as a dull, grinding ache that flared up when he stood from a chair or climbed stairs. Over-the-counter pain creams didn't help much, and he began worrying he might need surgery. But during a visit to a nutritionist, James heard something he hadn't considered before. He might simply be low in omega-3s, a nutrient that directly affects joint inflammation and cartilage health. Knee pain is one of the most common complaints among older adults, and while many people blame it on age or wear and tear, few realize how much inflammation plays a role. The knees are major weight-bearing joints, and the cartilage that cushions them wears down over time. But when your body lacks omega-3, inflammation can accelerate that breakdown, causing pain, stiffness, and even bone-on-bone friction in the most severe cases. Omega-3 fatty acids, especially EPA and DHA from fatty fish, have been shown to reduce the production of inflammatory molecules in the body. They work by inhibiting enzymes like COX-2, the same enzymes targeted by pain medications like ibuprofen. But unlike synthetic drugs, omega-3s do this naturally and gently, without the harsh side effects. They also help lubricate joints, keeping movement smoother and reducing that grinding, stiff feeling that makes simple actions like bending or rising from a chair feel like a chore. For James, the change didn't happen overnight, but after adding grilled salmon, chia seeds, and a high-quality fish oil supplement to his diet, he started noticing a difference within a month. His knees still creaked, but the sharp, deep ache was fading. He could garden longer, walk farther, and even kneel for short periods without wincing. "I didn't need a new knee," he joked. "I just needed to feed the one I had." This powerful effect is supported by science. Clinical studies have shown that seniors who consume adequate omega-3 have less joint pain, better mobility, and improved quality of life, especially those with conditions like osteoarthritis, which inflames and wears down the knee joints over time. If your knees feel swollen, stiff, or sore, especially first thing in the morning or after walking, ask yourself, are you treating the pain or are you addressing the root cause? Could your body be missing a nutrient that was meant to help heal, protect, and keep you moving? In the next section, we'll look even lower on the body, to the ankles and feet, and how omega-3 can help reduce swelling and discomfort in those hard-working joints, where inflammation often builds silently with age. Number 3, how omega-3 reduces swelling in ankles and feet. Carol, 73, used to enjoy evening walks around her neighborhood, but lately her ankles would swell so much by late afternoon that she had to loosen the straps on her sandals. Her feet felt heavy, sometimes even numb, and there were days she couldn't stand for more than 10 minutes without discomfort. She thought it was just gravity or poor circulation, but during a conversation with her doctor, she discovered another possible cause: chronic inflammation made worse by a lack of omega-3 in her diet. Swelling in the ankles and feet, also known as peripheral edema, is a common issue for seniors, and it's more than just a nuisance. It's often a sign that the body's inflammatory processes are out of balance. As we age, our capillaries and lymphatic system don't work as efficiently as they once did. Fluids tend to accumulate in the lower limbs, especially when we sit or stand for extended periods. Add in inflammation caused by poor diet, lack of movement, or underlying conditions like arthritis or diabetes, and the result is painful, persistent swelling. This is where omega-3 fatty acids can help in a powerful way. Omega-3s, particularly EPA, have been shown to reduce the production of pro-inflammatory chemicals, such as prostaglandins and cytokines, which are responsible for swelling and tissue irritation. These compounds also help regulate vascular function, improving blood vessel flexibility, and aiding in fluid drainage from the lower limbs. When inflammation is reduced, the lymphatic system can work more efficiently, helping to clear excess fluid from the ankles and feet. Carol didn't change everything at once. She began by eating canned sardines twice a week, adding chia seeds to her yogurt, and switching her afternoon snack from crackers to a small handful of walnuts. Within 2 weeks, she noticed a real difference. Her sandals fit better by evening. She didn't feel that uncomfortable tightness in her calves. And best of all, she could enjoy her walks again, without constantly checking for swelling. If your shoes feel tighter at the end of the day, or your ankles seem to puff up after sitting or standing, ask yourself, could inflammation be building up silently in your lower body? And could something as simple as a daily dose of omega-3 start clearing it away? In the next section, we'll explore another critical way omega-3 supports healthy legs by improving blood circulation, especially to the lower limbs, where sluggish flow often leads to pain, cold feet, and reduced mobility in older adults. Number 4, omega-3 improves circulation to the lower limbs. Paul, 77, had always been an early riser. He loved getting up before sunrise, making a hot cup of tea, and going for a slow walk to start his day. But in recent years, his morning routine began to change. His feet felt cold, even under warm blankets. Sometimes when he stood up too quickly, his calves tingled or went numb for a few seconds. And after longer walks, his legs would feel weak and tired. He thought these were just the natural effects of aging until his doctor suggested a surprising possibility. His blood circulation to the lower limbs was compromised, and he might benefit from more omega-3 fatty acids. Circulation, the flow of blood throughout the body, is essential for delivering oxygen and nutrients to every tissue, especially in the legs and feet. But as we age, our arteries become stiffer, and tiny blood vessels can narrow, limiting how efficiently blood reaches the extremities. This is particularly true for people with conditions like high blood pressure, diabetes, or high cholesterol, which are common after 60. Poor circulation in the legs doesn't just mean cold feet. It can lead to cramps, swelling, fatigue, and in severe cases, non-healing wounds or tissue damage. Omega-3 fatty acids, particularly EPA and DHA, are well known for their heart health benefits, but their positive effects on vascular function are just as important. They help reduce triglycerides, lower blood pressure slightly, and most critically, they make the blood less sticky. That means fewer clots, better blood flow, and a smoother ride through the arteries and capillaries. Omega-3s also help maintain the elasticity of blood vessels, making it easier for them to expand and carry blood to the farthest points, like your toes. For Paul, that meant giving his breakfast a heart and leg-friendly upgrade. He added a teaspoon of ground flaxseed to his oatmeal, started taking a high-quality fish oil supplement, and included grilled salmon in his dinners twice a week. Within a month, the tingling in his legs had nearly vanished. His feet no longer felt icy in the mornings. And best of all, his walks became more comfortable again, like they used to be. "It's like I turned the circulation switch back on," he said. If you've been feeling like your legs are slowing you down, not just from pain, but from heaviness, numbness, or chill, ask yourself, is your blood getting where it needs to go? And if it's not, what could you do to help it flow better? In the next section, we'll talk about how to recognize the signs that your body may already be deficient in omega-3 and what your legs, joints, and even skin may be trying to tell you before things get worse. Number 5, common signs you might be omega-3. Deficient Teresa, 74, started noticing little things that didn't feel quite right. Her knees were stiffer in the mornings, and her ankles seemed to swell even when she didn't walk much. Her skin had grown drier, and her legs occasionally cramped in the middle of the night, something that hadn't happened in years. She chalked it all up to getting older, but deep down, she felt something was missing. After a visit to her doctor and some routine blood work, she finally got a clear answer. She was severely deficient in omega-3 fatty acids, and her body had been quietly sending distress signals for months. Omega-3 deficiency is surprisingly common among older adults, especially in the US, where diets tend to be heavy in processed foods and low in omega-3 rich sources like fatty fish, seeds, and nuts. And because the symptoms often build slowly, many people overlook them or blame them on other causes until discomfort or decline becomes impossible to ignore. So how do you know if your body's running low on this essential fat? Some of the most common signs show up right in your legs and feet. You might feel stiffness in your knees that lingers longer than usual, swelling in the ankles that returns daily, a heavy dragging sensation in your calves, or that sharp Charlie horse cramp that wakes you from sleep. These symptoms aren't just random. They're often tied to low-level inflammation and impaired circulation, both of which omega-3 helps control. Beyond leg discomfort, other systemic signs may also suggest omega-3 deficiency. You might notice dry, flaky skin, particularly on your shins or feet, brittle nails, poor wound healing, or even an increase in joint pain throughout the body may also appear. Some people experience mood changes like low energy or mild depression because omega-3s play a key role in brain and nerve health too. The tricky part is that you won't always feel omega-3 deficiency until it's been going on for a while. That's why paying attention to subtle changes, especially in your legs, is so important. Teresa, for example, had no idea her diet was missing something critical. But after adding wild-caught salmon to her meals twice a week, sprinkling flaxseed on her morning toast, and taking a small omega-3 supplement, she began to feel a difference. Her knees weren't as stiff, the swelling in her ankles improved, and those nighttime leg cramps stopped waking her up. "I didn't know how much my body needed it until I felt the difference," she said. So if your legs are sending signals, whether it's swelling, tightness, or sudden fatigue, ask yourself, is this just aging, or is your body quietly asking for the right kind of support? Number 6. Best omega-3 sources for seniors. George, 78, had been hearing about omega-3s for years, but he never really knew where to start. Should he take a pill? Eat more fish? Try one of those fancy oils in the health food aisle? His doctor had mentioned omega-3 might help with his joint stiffness and tired legs, but George didn't want to rely on supplements if he could help it. He wanted something simple, something real. So he started with food, and what he found made a big difference not just in how he moved, but in how he felt. For seniors, the best way to get omega-3s is through a mix of natural foods and, if needed, a well-chosen supplement. Let's start with food. The richest sources of omega-3s, specifically the active forms EPA and DHA, are fatty fish. These include salmon, sardines, mackerel, anchovies, and herring. Just 2 servings a week of these fish can provide enough omega-3 to support heart health, reduce inflammation, and improve circulation in the lower limbs. Wild-caught is often preferred, but canned versions, like sardines in water, are still a great and affordable choice. Not a fan of fish? That's okay. Plant-based sources are available too, though they provide ALA, a form of omega-3 that your body must convert to EPA and DHA, less efficiently with age. Still, foods like chia seeds, ground flaxseed, walnuts, hemp seeds, and Brussels sprouts can play a supportive role. Add a tablespoon of ground flax to your oatmeal, sprinkle chia seeds into your yogurt, or enjoy a handful of walnuts as a snack. These simple changes can gently shift your body toward better balance. Some people, like George, choose to add a fish oil supplement or algae-based omega-3 for vegetarians. If you go this route, make sure the supplement contains both EPA and DHA and that it's tested for purity and heavy metals. A daily dose of 500 to 1,000 milligrams is often sufficient, but always consult your doctor before adding supplements, especially if you're on blood thinners or have other conditions. George began with one simple step, swapping his usual bacon breakfast for a piece of baked salmon once a week. Then he started adding a spoonful of flaxseed to his morning smoothie. Within a month, his knees didn't feel as stiff, and he had fewer aches in his ankles after yard work. "I didn't need a complete diet overhaul," he said. "Just a few thoughtful choices." So if you're wondering how to give your legs the nutrition they need, ask yourself, what small changes could you make this week? Could you trade something processed for something powerful? Could a bowl of fish or a spoonful of seeds start to restore the flexibility and strength you've been missing? In the final section, we'll bring everything together and reflect on how omega-3, this simple but powerful nutrient, can help you walk with less pain, more ease, and a deeper sense of control over your health and independence. As we've seen throughout this video, omega-3 is far more than just a supplement you take without thinking. For older adults, it can be a lifeline for your legs, a gentle, natural way to reduce inflammation, ease pain, improve circulation, and protect your knees, ankles, and feet from the wear and tear of time. Whether you're dealing with swelling, stiffness, cramping, or just that slow, creeping heaviness that makes each step feel harder than it should, Omega-3 could be exactly what your body has been quietly asking for. The best part? It doesn't require a drastic diet or complicated pills. It starts with simple, thoughtful choices: grilled salmon instead of sausage, a sprinkle of flaxseed instead of sugary cereal, a handful of walnuts instead of chips. These small acts of care add up. They give your body the tools it needs to repair, support, and restore itself naturally. If you've been struggling with sore legs or aching joints, don't ignore it. Don't chalk it up to just aging. Ask yourself, what if it's not age, but something missing that you can still give your body today? Thank you so much for watching this video. If you found it helpful or learned something new, please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone you love. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more practical, science-backed guidance on living stronger, feeling better, and aging with confidence. Your legs carry you through life. Let's make sure they have everything they need to keep going strong.